Are you guys seeing my image? Oh, you know what? My camera is
Nope.
off. My
All I
camera
see
on.
is you talking.
Okay. Here we go. Now, can you see me? Technology. It's just gotta love it.
There you are.
Yay.
There you
All
are.
right. Hi, everyone. Melody here. I just wanted to touch bases with a few of you today and get together with the team, maybe get everybody on the right page. I've got some things that I'm hearing that people are having a little bit of a problem with. We kind of want to go ahead and make sure everybody's questions get answered and offer our help any way that we can here. Most everybody here who is offering their assistance are pros and have a little bit of experience here, so we want to make sure that we can get everybody participating real well. I am going to ask if you guys could please mute. If you could please mute your mics when you're not speaking, so we don't have any background noise and interruptions. I did post a link, the long link, to be able to join us live here, to be able to ask your questions if you have any, or you can post them in the message on the side there if you guys have anything to say, okay? Today's subject is leads, now what? And then we're going to also talk about how to properly edify, because I know if we don't use edification, it's really hard to get people, to connect people with our upline or whoever, whoever we're using as a workout partner. So, gosh, I am so glad to see all of you guys here. This is awesome. We are waiting for a couple more people, but we're going to go ahead and get started anyway. A lot of people are saying, now, they've worked really hard learning how to build rapport with people using Facebook or whatever to get their leads, but now what do they do with them? So now they start to panic, and then they don't do anything. They don't contact them or anything like that. So I'm going to ask Scott, because you've had such success with this, I'm going to ask you, Scott, what do you do with your leads?
I mean, like when I get them or how I get them?
When you get them. We've already talked in the past about how to get them. So now we're getting leads. Now what do we do with them?
Well, once I get a lead, I make sure if there's a phone number there that I'm definitely connecting with them, because I want that over the phone or face-to-face contact with them, because it's very important to build a relationship with them. I mean, for the most part, I'm getting my leads from Facebook anyway, so I kind of know them anyways. So getting on the phone is very important so that I can connect with them as soon as possible. So that's the first thing that I do. But if I notice that they don't have a phone number, I'm trying to get them on a Hangout as soon as I can, because it's that face-to-face is very important, and I notice that it helps out.
So when we get a lead in our back office, Scott, we get an email telling us you have a new lead, right?
Yes.
So now, how long do you wait? Do you get on them right away, or have you found a difference if you contact them immediately versus waiting a while to contact them?
Yeah, you always want to make sure that you contact them right away. The second that you're getting emailed, the system knows that you got a lead, so you want to contact them within, like, I say 5 minutes within getting that email. I make sure that I send them the welcome email, and then I also go to the back office to make sure they got their login twice. Like the welcome email button allows you to send their username and password. So the second that I realize that they're in my back office, I send them the username and password again, just in case. And I don't wait that long before I contact them. And if the number's in there, like I said, I'll make sure I contact them like right away.
That's a great tip. And just for those of you who don't know, in your back office, when you click on a lead's ID number and you click the button to send them a welcome email, that will resend them their user and password.
That's different from what you send them. You know, your welcome email is different from that email that's back there. That's just the username and password.
Right. The welcome email is basically welcoming them. Everybody on this call should have received a welcome email from me with a welcome video to let people know that this is a real person. I'm not just, they're not just getting an email that's automatically generated from the company, but there is a live person here who's here to help them succeed, to walk them through, to point, guide, and direct them. And that doesn't mean that we're gonna tell them what to do. It just means that we're going to guide them, because the system is going to tell them what to do. I can't get them to succeed any better than the system and the videos are going to do. So we want to make sure that we don't take all of that and put it on our own shoulders. We want to make sure that the system is, we're just going to guide them to where they need to go, and the system is going to get them to where they need to go. Do you all understand? So is everybody has a welcome email that they're sending out to their leads? Yeah? Thumbs up? Okay. So, and also Bill Ebert said something to us once, and he was giving us statistics on the difference between responding to a new lead from 10 minutes to 20 minutes. And the averages really drop in getting them to look at the free information. So it is critical that we do contact those people right away. Any questions up to this point, or does somebody want to add anything? No? Okay. So now the next step, we get them in our leads office. We want to connect with them. You can look for them up through the Facebook button, find them on Facebook. A lot of my people don't use the same email that they entered into the system, so I can't find them that way. But I always try to connect with them through Facebook. And you can do a video chat with them right there on Facebook to connect with them. And you know, that face-to-face really, really helps. And I always try to connect them with somebody else on the team, with Scott, with Danielle, with Junior, with Robert, somebody else. I find that a lot of people are really struggling, and the ones that are struggling because they're not connecting their leads to their upline or anybody. And they're trying to do it all on their own, and many of these people have jobs. They don't, they're just not being able to reconnect with them after they talked with them on Facebook maybe, and they're not able to get them to respond to them. So if you connect with them personally with your upline or somebody on the team that you're working with, that really, really helps, because you don't want to be sending them messages and kind of nagging at them. You want somebody else to be able to communicate with them too. Sometimes it's not what you say to them, but it might be what your business partner says to them that entices them a little more than you can, or I can, I know. So a lot of times that connection comes from another party, and that's okay, because you're going to connect with some people better than I'm going to connect with some people. So let's work as a team and utilize that. And Scott and I have been doing this for a long time, and we call it tag teaming, because it works. I mean, it just really works, that connection that we can have with each other. Scott, do you want to say anything about tag teaming? Or having a work
important to have someone that encourages you there every day, finding out more about them every single day, because it's going to help you when you want to edify them. You know, the more that you can know about Melody Riba and how she's amazing and an awesome person, and she has a great heart for helping people. She's always there to help you out no matter what. You know, whatever time of the day it is, Melody's there to help you out. Sometimes I have to tell her, you know, stop answering your phone at midnight, stop working at that late, you know. But you're a hard worker, Melody, and you just guys gotta like reach out to Melody, because she's there to help you out. Even when you don't believe in yourself, she'll believe in you. I think that's just very important, to have somebody there to help you out and tell you, you know, you can do it, you can do it. So Hey, I appreciate that, Melody. I really do. So.
Oh, Scott, you're always there too, and I'll tell you, I think you work longer hours than I do. So, like we were saying last night on the phone, we don't sleep, we nap.
Yep.
To keep going, and not everybody has to do that. I know we all have different lifestyles, we all have different responsibilities, and that's okay. I choose to work really long hours because I want to make myself available to all of you as much as I can, and I know that's what Scott's doing too. It's not about out there recruiting people for ourselves. It's about making ourselves available for you. And I know that that when we started in this business, we had that support, and that's what sets Unlimited Profits and Success in Minutes apart from everything else, is that live support, is that connection with somebody that can guide you. So that's what made a difference for me, and I know it made a difference for Scott. So make sure that you're relaying that to people. I know, Randy, you talk about that a lot when you talk to new people on what the support is like, and what kind of response do you get from people?
Well, matter of fact, today I had, it's kind of funny, I sent out, I was talking to another gal in our business. She's a little frustrated, so I talked to her, and she was asking me, how do I, what do I say to people? I just say, hi, how are you today? And all three of the conversations went three different directions. One I talked about Eric Worre, one I talked about Robert's book, and the other one was, I forgot, I have to look back, but so you just kind of go with the flow with that. And but getting back to what Scott said, I try to contact people as soon as I get the email from Gmail that they're in my back office. And I've had some that never did respond to me. I've sent them out 2 or 3 messages and they never respond. So maybe they were just curious, looked in, maybe they'll look at it again, send another email, maybe, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Life gets in the way sometimes, and you just have to, doesn't mean they said no, they just not a good time, or they forgot. Gosh, I forget stuff all the time. Just ask Beth, she'll tell you.
Yeah, life does get busy, and it keeps us going, and Danielle is a perfect example of that. I've been sharing with Danielle for quite a while, and it wasn't the right time for her, and now she is just totally on fire, on board, and so excited, and seeing the difference in her own life by just going through that training. And Danielle, do you want to speak a little bit on that?
Yeah, I just kept putting you off. I had a lot of other things going on in my life at the time, and being I'm a networker, we have to take into consideration the background of the person we're talking to. For me, I was really focused on my business, and I felt like, okay, if I give any time to this is going to take away from my productive time with my own business. But the reality was that I saw a consistent pattern with you, and I could tell that you really cared, and I think that's one of the key things, that we have to not give up on people and bring value to them. I was just listening to one of the trainings that Robert did, and he was talking about that you're not necessarily trying to get them to buy or whatever, but you're bringing them value first. You're giving to them first. And that's what you did with me, Melody, is that you gave a lot of value. You're a very caring person. And Scott did such a great job of edifying you, because it's exactly how you are. And now I'm turning around, because I remember the process I went through, and that's something, we were talking about that I did the same thing I have people doing with me. And so I have to keep that in mind. I don't give up on people. And so now I'm doing a drip system with a number of these people. I'm finding ways to send, like, for example, I have one guy that I had piqued, and he was really interested when I first told him about Robert and the program and how much it was really helping me and how excited I was. And he said, well, I want to know about it. So he signed up, and then he didn't do anything. So a couple weeks have gone by, keep building a relationship, getting to know him. I know his hot buttons big time. I write everything down about him. And I thought, I listen to his work and how hard he works, and he's a single dad. Let me send him a real brief video of Robert's story. And that got him, because he had not taken a look. Okay, you finally got my interest. I need to sit down and do this, as busy as he is. So we don't know if we don't keep going back. There's people with we all have circumstances, I guess, and it was the same for me. So just, you've got to go back and drip, drip, drip.
Right, and I think that's what I did with you. Is I would see something that really touched me or made me think of you in a video form or a training form, and then I'd share it with you. And we didn't talk about it a whole lot. We would just talk. We would talk, and I'd check in with you, or you check in with me, and we would just talk personally and keep building that rapport, which turned into an amazing friendship. So that's really awesome. But it really is about timing for people, and you guys have to realize, if it took you a while to look at it, if it took you a long while to go through the trainings, if you haven't looked at the mentoring part of the program yet, you cannot expect other people to just jump on it. Some of them will, but if you're dragging your feet, chances are they're going to do the same thing that you do. Right, Scott?
Yeah, I didn't look at it for a long time. How long didn't I not look at it?
3.5 years.
All right. See how she knows exactly how long? That's messed up, Melody. No, but now that I did look at it, and then I started going through the mentorship program, oh my gosh, that's what really fired me up and got me going even more. So if you guys are not going through the mentorship, man, you're missing out. And Robert knows if you guys are watching it. So
that's right. They can see, I believe, how much of the videos we watched, how much time we spend on each video, and all of that, and so. Yeah, he knows. If you're saying, yeah, I want to really do something to change my life, and I want to make a significant change in my financial status, but you're not taking the time to educate yourself with what he's poured his heart and soul into, then you can't expect him to want to mentor you. Really. I mean, he's looking for those people that really want to see change. And hi, Dag, I just noticed that you popped on. So we're going to talk a little bit about, okay, we built the rapport with people. We've got them in our leads. We've made a connection with them. Sometimes we don't have their phone number, so we have to send them an email, find them on Facebook. But don't ever give up. Say they don't respond, and don't just quit. I mean, put them on the list, to follow up with. Make a folder in your back office to follow up with them at some point. So, and I'll just keep sending them. I hadn't heard from you. Hope everything is well. Just wanted to make sure that you still have your login, and if you have any questions, I'm here to help. Just little tidbits every once in a while. It may be going to their spam. We don't know. But I do know that sometimes months and months later, somebody will pop in and say, oh, I saw your email. Well, what happened to the first 25 emails? They didn't see those. But all of a sudden, they saw one. So that's great. Now what we want to do is, once we've got them connected, and we're going to connect them with somebody on the team with us, and kind of find yourself a workout buddy and it's really good holding yourself accountable too. But a workout partner that you can bounce things off of when somebody responds a certain way that you don't know how to respond to their response, or if they have a question and you don't know the answer to that. It's always really good to be able to point to somebody else, especially when we're brand new. And to do that, we really need to know how to edify someone. And that's what I've been having several discussions with people lately. And if we don't know somebody well enough, it's really, really hard to edify them. And that's one of the important reasons I feel it is to connect all of you. Some of you are watching right now, or maybe see this later, but if you're watching now, there is a long link posted in the comments, and if you have a question or you want to participate live, you can do that. We can only get 10 people on here at a time, but once everybody has done their response to the question, maybe we'll have them pop off so you can get on. Building a rapport with people. Okay, we build a rapport, we share our link, we connect them to somebody. The best way that I find to connect them with people is to do it with a Google Hangout like this, because then you can spend time getting to know each other. And when somebody has a face to go with a voice and sees that, you know, you're not some creepy person or some stalker type person or whatever. People have all kinds of weird thoughts out there. But when they can get to know you and you know them, then they feel more comfortable talking to you, especially if the original person that introduced them is not available. Maybe they're working a job or they're not always available to reach out to. So we want to kind of close those gaps for them. Now, edifying. You must, a key characteristic to have when edifying is belief. So if you're edifying somebody, and we're going to talk about how to properly edify, if you're edifying somebody, you have to believe what you are saying. You have to believe that whatever it is you're saying about the man or the woman who's helping you is true. Because otherwise you're just de-edifying. It just comes off as de-edification because it's not believable. So that's what you want to do, is you really want to have that key characteristic of belief of what you're saying, and have a belief in the person you're edifying. You have to know. Think, how has this person helped me? Why do I want to work with this person? And what is the benefit of introducing them, my people, to them? You have to know what that is. So when you're going to edify somebody in your upline or on your team, your workout buddy, you have to know them. You have to know them. And the best way to do that is to get to know them, even if it's one-on-one here or in a team format like this. You have to get to know a little bit about that person to know what to say to edify them. And some attributes, and you might want to write some of these down, that you can, some of these attributes that you can use in forming sentences about the person you're edifying. Some of them is, you know, determined, committed, knowledgeable, caring, driven, motivated, passionate, hardworking. You know, you can just say, you know, a family man, or you know, somebody who's excited about what they're doing or has had some success at what they're doing. You have to use words like that and build sentences from them to edify whoever you're edifying. And I know, Amber, you've been in this industry a long time, and you've had quite, did we lose her? Where did she go? I don't see her.
You just sent her a message, and her computer's freezing up.
Okay, well, we'll come back and we'll ask her in a little bit when we get her back here. But I just want, does everybody understand how to edify? Or does anybody have any questions on that? Okay, so Doug, can you give me an example of edification?
Sure. If I was going to edify you, Melody, I would say this person has a heart of gold. She is a very successful businesswoman. She will go past the 100% effort to make you successful in your business. She has all the right tools, and she can point and guide you.
Many of these people have jobs.
To all the tools.
They don't. They're just not being Susan, I'm going to have to mute you, sweetie. Sorry. There you go. Go ahead, Doug. I'm sorry.
She knows all the tools to use to point and guide you to your success with Robert Halls.
Good. Danielle, do you want to give an example of edification?
Yes, I'd like to introduce you to Melody. She's somebody that has been very successful in the business, so she does know how to make money, and she'll help you do the same. She's very down to earth, and really you're going to find she becomes a really great friend to you. She's a lot of fun, and she definitely knows how to make you smile and enjoy what you do, and honestly has all the facts and information. So if you have any questions, she definitely is the go-to girl. She's going to be able to get those tied up for you as well.
Awesome. Now, when I asked you guys to give me examples of edification, I didn't necessarily mean me, but this is really awesome.
Danielle,
Scott.
you can edify me anytime.
Melody, I was going to...
I want to ask Scott, can you give me an example of edifying Robert?
Nice.
Well, I want to introduce you to somebody that's very documented in the industry. He's taught 45 people how to make $1 million. He has a heart of gold. I sometimes even think that he has a bigger heart for helping people than other people even want. You know what I mean? All right. You're getting me on the spot here. He's a great, kind man. He wants to help you out, you know, and I want to introduce you to him.
That's a great example. It's really awesome, and that's what it really is important. If you want somebody to want to meet your business partner, you must edify them, because if you don't, then you're never going to get them connected. Now, I made a mistake, and I think I made the mistake with somebody on this call. In fact, on this line right now, but I'm not quite sure. I'm going to go ahead with my story and my mistake. My mistake was that I edified Robert almost too well. I think because when I wanted to connect them, they were going, no, I'm not ready to meet him yet. You know, I was like, no, I'm nobody. I don't want to meet him yet. I have nothing to offer. And I see some smiles, because I think I know who those, you guys know who that is. But really, Robert is really, what you see is what you get. He's just super genuine, and he's there to help. And I think if you're taking advantage of this mentorship program and you're not connected with Robert, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You're really like running the race with, you know, holding one leg up behind you. With one leg, trying to run the race with one leg, handicapping yourself, and that's really not fair to you. So I want you guys to take the full advantage of that mentorship program for you, because I know how much it's made a difference in my life. I know how it's really changed me and my perspective and my vision for my own life. I was telling Scott and Danielle the other day, I hardly recognize myself because of this. You know, I'm the same person on the inside, but my brain is different. My visions are different, and I want that so badly for all of you. I really want you guys to feel what I'm feeling, and to see that within yourself. And I know a lot of you are already starting to see that. I know several people have recently told me that they're very addicted to the videos because of the personal development, and thinking, okay, I have time to watch one, but can't stop after that one, and wants to go on further because of how it's opening their mind. And that's what we want to do. So we need to continually be building that funnel system, and I know, Danielle, you and I had talked about that. Do you want to touch on that a little bit? And
yeah, there's a, you know, I like to use the analogy that I used in the in one of the trainings about the apple seeds because it applies so well. There's going to be the ripe apples. You know, if you pop open an apple, there's a ton of seeds in there. So we all understand that. But there's the red apples, the green apples, and the rotten apples. And some of those apples, if say the apple fell from the tree and it's a ripe apple, some of the seeds are going to spill out, and some of them may turn into a tree or an orchard in the future. If a green apple falls, guess what? Nothing's going to happen with those seeds because they didn't properly grow. A rotten apple, forget it, not going to happen. And people are the same way when we need them. So if every single apple was a red apple, and we might be meeting really ripe apples right now, red apples, and they might be excited at first, we got to understand that the seeds they have may not grow. And so it's a sorting process and understanding that some of our seeds will grow and produce and some won't. And it's understanding where they're at in that process, in the funneling, and in your follow-ups, and knowing when to just kind of leave them alone. It's kind of like even taking the analogy of the seed being in the dirt. Sometimes we want to rush the process, and we've just planted the seed and we're trying to water it and do everything. We wouldn't go and dig the seed up every day to kind of see if it's grown. We have to give it time. And it's the same thing with people. There is a process of growth, and so we nurture that, and we tell stories, and we drip, and we introduce, and do exactly, a little bit about what we were talking about earlier. And like you did with me, Melody, you said, hey, let me send you Robert's book. I'm like, oh, cool. I don't have to go buy it. I did think that, I'm being honest. That was a way you were nurturing my seed, so to speak, so it could germinate. You know what? I'm going to get you a time with Robert, and because you didn't make it, like, overdone with me, I didn't feel that way. I'm like, oh, cool, because I've been in companies where I promise you, the way that Robert makes himself available, we can't, most companies, you cannot get somebody like a Robert on a Hangout or on a call or anything. And so I knew the value of that, but the way you handled it with me in particular, I was ready for it. I was excited. I'm like, oh, cool, I get this dude's time. But I knew Robert. I just hadn't talked to him in a long time, but I was excited about it. So it's all part of that process with our apple trees and our seeds. Some are going to grow, some aren't going to grow for a while. They have to get riper, and some are just plain rotten, and you got to let them go.
Right. And that touches on a little bit of something. It's, as we share this with people, we get the choice of who we want to work with. I don't, there are definitely people that I know that I don't share with, because I know that maybe some people think they know everything already. They're just not in the right spot mentally to do this, and some people, I just know that they're gonna be a big downer for me to be spending time with. So, I'm working with all of you. I love all of you. I want to spend time with you. But you have to remember, when you're sharing with people, you don't have to be so desperate. We have something of such great value. You get to choose who you're going to spend your time with. And keep that in mind. Some of you here are just really, really new and really haven't shared your link with anybody yet, because you're just taking in the personal development for yourself, and that's great. I really want to encourage you to do that, but I also want you to think of, if you just bought a great big house on the hill, and you just had something new, or you just had a brand new business you were opening and it was spectacular and you were excited about it, or you got a new car and you're really excited driving it through town so everybody can see you driving it. Why wouldn't you want to share something of value, something you're excited about, seeing the changes in your life? Why wouldn't you want to share that with people? That's what I'm saying, and I know it has to be the right time for us because we have to know we have to know how to explain it ourselves. We feel like we need to know everything, and we need to explain how it's helping us, or maybe we don't yet have a belief system in it. So for those people, I want to say just keep watching that training. Keep plugging yourself into it. Take notes on it so you can look back at it and see how far you've come, because you will go back to these notes and you'll go, oh, I remember when I thought that about this. That's why I wrote that, you know. And there are so many things that are so valuable there. And really, don't handicap yourself by not listening to the training. Don't handicap yourself by not sharing it with people. Don't handicap yourself by not taking notes. Everybody understand that? Does anybody want to add anything to it? No?
I'll add a little bit really quick, Melody, because I am on the 3rd notebook of one of these notebooks since I started the trainings. And the reason I point that out is that when I'm in the appropriate kind of conversation with somebody, I'm going to use them and say, you know how valuable this is? I got to show you. I've already taken 3 books full of notes, and I'm only on day 8 of the pro training, but I've gone through all the day training. And I'll tell you, there's so much value in there, and it's helped me grow so much. Then they know that you're also not pitching them, that you're really investing in yourself along with them. And I think that's a key way you could show that to somebody, is that, no, you're really serious about this. You're not just there to make a quick sell or get somebody in. And a lot of times people feel like that's what happens to them, and they see that you're genuine.
Right. They have to know that you are investing your time into it as well. Absolutely, that's right on. But you know, why are we investing our time? Why are we investing our time into it? Randy, why do you think you're investing your time into it?
Well, I guess it's the same reason why I joined on December 18th and upgraded to Pro 4 days later. I saw the value of the training. It was just unbelievable. I've said before, my wife and I, Beth, we had purchased $1,500 to $2,000 worth of training over the last year and got nowhere. And nothing against those people, but it just something didn't click. And I started to watch Robert's training right from get-go, and I knew right away it was for us. And this is the first time I've ever built a team, and it's I'm very excited because I'm not selling anything. I'm giving them value. I'm helping them more ways. It's just mind-boggling what's available. And as I backtrack every day to some of the stuff I went through early, I pick it up again, and I have to write it down. I might write it down a different way in my book the second time around, and some stuff I'll pick up from Bill even. You know, it's great. Bill's great too, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where's this been? Where was Melody before December or November? You know, you and Scott. So there's just the value and the support. We talked about the support, but I'd like to see another company with this much support, and it starts at the top.
Right. Robert has set the standards for us, and that's all we can do is just try to withhold that all the way down and pass that along. Does anybody have any questions at this point? Do you have any questions, concerns, anything? I know there's a few people that haven't spoke with us yet. If you can unmute yourself, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Melody?
Yes. Hi, Susan.
I just wanted to say hi. I'm so glad finally here. That's like a big step for
Yeah.
me.
It is, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad we got you here. That's awesome. You know, sometimes people don't always have the ability to with their technology. I mean, sometimes people struggle with that, and I'm not a real technical person, so I knew you were going to get here. I knew if we just kept plugging away, and with the help of your friend, yes, we got you.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Thank you.
And you guys, that's a good point too, is when we're sharing with people and we want to get them on a Google Hangout, really take the time to show them and make sure that they can do a Google Hangout with you, because that's real important to be able to connect with them. I mean, maybe the first time you could video chat with them on Facebook or use Skype if they have Skype, but it is important to take that time to get them to do Google Hangout and just really have patience. I know Susan and I have been working on this for a couple of weeks now.
When you first said Google Hangout, I was like, Google what? So
That's awesome. You made it. You conquered it.
I'll get it. Yeah.
Good. Do you have any questions at this point, Susan, or do you have anything you want to share with us as far as the training and what you're experiencing?
No, not really. I mean, I just love Robert Hollis. I mean, ever since I met him a long time ago. So to have all of this training in front of me, you know, I mean, I've heard him over and over, but to be able to just plug into him anytime and be able to listen to him and I've learned so much more is just awesome.
I agree. I totally agree. Thank you, Susan, so much. And, you know, if there's somebody on the just watching us right now and not really participating, if you scroll down, you'll see the long link for you to join us live. And if you guys, when you're done here, if you want to pop on that link, that would be great and allow somebody else to come on.
Hey, Randy, can I ask Randy a question?
Sure.
Hey, Randy, as a diamond, do you see the downline in your back office?
Yes. There's where did I find that at? I took a look at that the other day.
Downline report?
Right. Does he get paid as a diamond for the people down below him?
Oh, you mean like a check match?
No, not the check match. The, you know, for use of a better word, the binary.
No, not binary. The multi-level. Level 2 through 8 there.
Where is that?
Well,
If you go to the pro member area where your checks are.
Ah.
Do you see the downline report?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Look at
What do you-
that. Well, I saw a check for $200.
Wow.
Never saw that before.
So in the downline report, does it show your second level and third level and have money increments next to it?
Yeah, it's got like level 2, level 3. Grand total $200.
So what you do is you take your user bonus and your grand total, and you add those, and that's what you will receive.
Far out. Oh,
That's awesome to find out for the first time, huh? That's great.
Yeah, it is. We're very happy people.
Glad I could put a smile on your face, Randy.
Thank you, Doug. Even though I ignored Doug in Vegas, you know, my gosh.
So, Alan, you're going through the training. I know you just started going through the training. Would you, do you have any questions for us at this point? You have to unmute your mic. There you go. Hi, Ellen. Uh-oh. Is he still muted? We can't hear you.
He's not muted. It's on his end.
Yeah. We're going to have to work on that.
Yeah. Last time was like that too, right?
No, I think we heard him before. We can't hear you, Alan. Do you have a microphone? Oh, there. I think we lost him a little bit. So we're going to move on to Mark. Are you there? Can you talk to us? I don't know if you're at work or where you're at right now.
Yes.
But if you're in a safe location and you can. Hi, Mark.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. You asked me if I had any questions. Like, okay, what about the MLM groups? Say when you're looking for places to go, do you go to MLM groups and start talking to people there?
You can. You
Okay.
can do that. I would just not suggest that you just post your link in there because, you know, I did that in the beginning and it was so not effective. I don't think anybody ever looks to see what's posted in there. I think everybody just posts.
Yeah, I did that at first as well, and it's just like it's there. And it's just like a poster on the wall that everybody looks at. So
Right. I
go
don't think
there.
anybody ever clicks on your link or looks at what's there, ever. I've never had anybody respond that way.
No.
And if they do sign up, they'll just put their email, and then they'll never respond to your email at all. So
Okay.
it's not even worth posting it up in a group.
Okay.
Right.
I think it might be easier to do a search on Facebook for a group other than network marketing. Say you're into auto building or bowling. Type that in, see what kind of group is in there, and maybe hook up with one of those people and try and get a bond going there.
Okay.
Or I even try going for common interests. People that like certain things that I like. I don't know if you do that, Melody, but I go for people that love drinking coffee. You know, that's like a group I'll just go to. So, and I'll start up a conversation and I'll start commenting on what people are commenting on, and then eventually they'll start commenting back. Then you send them a message in their inbox. Then, because a lot of the times people are if you inbox people, it's gonna go to their other folder automatically, and then half the time people don't even know that it's in their other folder. So when you start commenting on people's stuff, then people will start talking to you. Then that's when you could say, hey, I just inboxed you. And then they'll respond to me. That's kind of like what I've been doing.
Okay.
Excellent. And I know, Randy, you and I, we talk to people, and Scott, you too, talk to people that already know Robert.
Yeah.
Or Eric Worre, because it's easy to ask somebody, are you taking advantage of Robert's free mentoring program if they already know him?
Yeah. That works good. It speeds it up because you don't even have to really build the trust that much because they already trust Robert.
Yeah.
Right.
Or Eric. Yeah.
Or Eric,
Like
yeah.
I said, I went with the three people that I really talked to today in three different directions. One was Eric, one was Rise of the Entrepreneur, and one was Robert. So his book. So a lot of times nothing happens on that first initial, conversation you have. With Mark and I, our first conversation, he was going through some training that I had gone through, so we had that in common from the get-go. My basic strategy is basically talking to people that's already in a home business because I think I just got so frustrated trying to turn people's ideas and open up their minds to a home business, and it got frustrating. I just now talk to people that's already in, maybe frustrated like I was with the without any training or any guidance. But with Amber, when she started, you know, our first conversation was, well, I wish she was on here, but she's having computer problems. But she said, you know, well, I have my own training. I was like, okay, well, we'll just keep talking then. But the more we talked, and she goes, well, I'll check this out. Well, she's a pro, so you know, she saw the value in it. So
Right.
everybody's different, you know, how they're looking at this and everything. So, but just keep it basic. Hi, how are you? I talked to the lady today on the phone. I said, basically, what I've come to the point is I picture myself in a restaurant by myself. There's a person across the aisle by themselves. What do you do if you make eye contact? Hi, how are you? Oh, good, how are you? And carry on. You don't go, hey, did you hear about the free training? Huh? No, you have to build a relation, you know, just chat, you know. For us around this part of the country, it's, hey, how about those Buckeyes? And then things just kind of go. Whatever you're interested in, Scott's Coffee, you know, whatever. Doug with his beautiful vintage car, you know. I mean, you find you have the same interests.
Right. And it could be a book. It could be a book that you've read, or, and I haven't done this, maybe what if you just took Robert's book and went to his fan page for How Is That Working for his book and looked at people that were on there who liked.
Don't do that. I already attacked all those people. You're giving my secrets away. Come on now.
But I'm just using that as an example. You know, there are so many different books that we read and that we can relate to people who have read them and have that discussion with them. That's awesome. That's a very easy segue to say, you know, this is what else I've done that's helped me, and edify Robert. Why not? I mean, we've got something just so valuable here that can really change somebody's life. So you really want to make sure you do share that with people, as many people as you can, because we're going to be changing the world here, really. I mean, with the growth that we're having is phenomenal, and the more people that come in are going to be sharing it, and I really believe Unlimited Profits, Success in Minutes, Robert Hollis is all going to be a household name. Everybody, everywhere. You guys have seen the growth all over the map. So it's going to be a household name. Now it's just a matter of, are you going to share it with people before somebody else does? So, any other questions? No?
Melody,
Go ahead.
I'll share really quick. There's a couple things I do as well. When I go into a group, I might like or comment on what they do. I'll go to their page and like pictures and comments. And that kind of puts them in your radar of saying, oh, they're paying attention. I get a lot of friend requests that way all the time. Because then they come, and if you're posting, like my page, anybody that comes to my page, you're going to see I put a lot of positive, colorful, funny, great things up every day. People are like, oh, this person's really positive. Well, while we've been talking, a lady that I had messaged, somehow we became friends, and I had sent her a thank you for being my friend note back on January 8th. She just barely replied to me a few minutes ago. And I've been kind of chatting with her and just asking real basic questions, and she said that she was having her day off today, and I said, oh, what do you do? And she says, well, I'm a waitress, also an aspiring writer. How about you? It was that quick of a response back because it was a positive engagement. So, you know, there's just so many different awesome ways that we can get people going.
Right. Well, and for example, I was just talking to a gentleman today on Facebook that I talked to, you know, I barely had a conversation with months ago, saw he was online, and I asked him. I said, you know, because I forgot where he lived, and not always does it say what state they live in on their profile, or is it correct? So I asked again, well, where do you live? And he said Kentucky. And I said, oh, that's where my daddy spent all of his summers, you know, and it instantly created that commonality, which is great when you're having a conversation with somebody. I do want to open this up, and I see Rosetta, and I think it's Amber. Amber, do either of you have anything you'd like to add or say?
Let me tell you just a little thing about Amber before she opens up her mouth. We've been talking. When I reached out to her, she said, you know, one thing she opened up to me and said, my weakness is talking to people on the phone. And I raised my hand. I told her the same thing with me. I said, in my previous job, my career, I spoke on the phone all the time. But with my coffee business, I didn't know what the heck I was talking about or what I should say. So we had something in common. So I sent her the overview link the other night, and I think that's what the light switch went off in her head when she saw Robert Jr.'s talk about the business and everything, because that night after I went to bed, she turned pro. So anyway, Amber, nice to see you.
Yeah, we're not gonna make you say anything, Amber. I think you and I talked on the phone yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Okay. Well,
now, Rosetta, real quick, excuse me, Melody. Rosetta here from Australia. She makes me laugh all the time. She is a great gal, and we've been talking now for I guess 10 days, maybe, I forget. I'll check back, but I spoke to her like I speak to everybody. I just try to get to know them and chat and everything, and I could tell right from the get-go, you know, she understood, and she had a lot of great questions, which a lot of people do, and I'm just very fortunate who's on my team at this time, and hopefully I can help them, because what you've done for me, Melody, is help me, and that's what I want to do with these folks.
You know, and Randy, you've done a great job at connecting people. And have you had anybody that you didn't connect and you got different results?
Well, you know, just some people would say they're not ready. I'd send them, you know, links and information and value, but for whatever reason, I'm not ready. Can we speak next month? Wait till spring. So I've tried to connect with everyone I've talked to. There's been a few people I've talked to on the phone, had great conversations, but they're not in my back office yet. And that's going to happen. Have I given up on them? No. We had great conversations on the phone. And did we talk about business a little bit? We talked mostly about what's going on in their life. So
yeah,
don't give up.
Right. So Rosetta, do you have anything you want to say?
No, that just Randy's very charming, so that's how I got convinced into the whole thing. No, I'm going through it. Like Randy and I share the experience of doing lots of training and lots of self improvement. So that was very big, and I was just open to training, and I'm really enjoying it as much as I can get time to do it, and I do it every day. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it, and just now I'm just trying to find some more leads and see. I've just got some really, I've only really approached people I've known so far, so I haven't done the whole cold outsourcing thing. So, yeah, so, I had a problem with one of my friends who wanted to do the training in the bath, but it just, for some reason, it's not as good on the phone. So I said, can you do it at the PC? But Randy and I sort of fixed that up, I think. I don't know. I'm just thinking, oh, gee, I've got to find some normal people or something. But no, it's really good. I really love it. It's really good. He's so adorable, like Robert
Randy,
is.
yes, I agree. Randy is quite the charmer.
He is, really is. He's just fantastic. Well, I had 4 people, and I think I had 4 people contact me the same time as Randy, and so I was texting them all, messaging them all, and I didn't know what it was. So I knew it was going to be something and then just Randy was the charmer. So he's very sweet, very sweet.
Yeah.
Very, yeah, like I could speak to him about my family, and so I think that's really important. Our connection was my children, so which is top of my list. I have a special needs child, so that was very important. Who's making lots of noises at the moment? And, so you've got to be able to be people. Got to be the people you connect with have to be okay with that. Otherwise, yeah. That's all. He's all right. It's all right. So anyway, that's into me before something else happens. All right then. I'm just going to mute.
Okay. Well, it's certainly good seeing you and getting to hear from you. We've been here for about an hour, and I don't want to keep everybody from being productive and doing what we all should be doing, is sharing all this valuable information with other people and absorbing as much of the training as you can. You all know you can contact me individually if you were not able to pop on this live, and you do have a question. Please contact me. You can find me on Facebook. Call me on my. You guys all have my number. Shoot me a text, whatever is easiest for you. For right now, I want to say thank you all for your time. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful night. And don't forget the Pro Mentorship training in about an hour and a half here or so. So don't. I didn't see it yet. I'm not in that window.
Okay.
I'm trying to give you guys my full and complete attention here. So yeah, if you need the link, let me know. Okay, if you can't find it, post it in the groups.
I want to say thank you very much, Melody, for giving us your time and giving us some more golden nuggets.
Thank you guys for all your input, and Scott, for being my wingman.
Being your triple diamond, right?
My triple diamond, yes. It's just amazing to see how much you've grown, and I'm just blown away. I really am. You were an awesome person back then. Now you're just awesome with a whole lot more awesomeness.
With some extra awesome sauce.
Okay. All right. Well, if nobody else has anything to say, I'm going to say good night, and we'll see you all on the Pro Show. All right? Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Love you too.
Ciao, Beth. Hi.
I will.